What's going on, everybody? Jeff here. Welcome back to the channel. All right, guys, I noticed something pretty unique from Adam Aron today. He started tweeting, talking about raising capital for AMC, also trying to really rub the back of some of the shareholders, stating that he is a heavy shareholder himself. I want to break a couple things down for you and just give you my opinion on why he is doing this and what I see happening in the near future. Also kind of correlated a little bit to what happened before APE was actually issued back in August. So let's get right into it. Before we do, market slowly grinding to the upside all day ahead of Jerome Powell speaking tomorrow. It's 20 minutes before the market opens before he speaks. The sentiment was very, very bearish. If you watch the video I made last weekend, it covers this from A to Z. We bounced off the exact spot I said we would. So if you're not watching those videos, check them out. I'm going to release them every single Saturday. Also, when you take a look at the target fund rates, what the probability for the hike is for next meeting, we're about almost 80% priced in, okay, that we are going to get a 75 basis point hike. So if there is any bit of dovishness, okay, if CPI does come in much lower than expected, all right, you might see a little bit of change, okay, in these probabilities going forward. So keep that in mind. But let's talk about Adam Aron's tweets. All right. So first up, he sent this one out. I think this was the first one, talking about the rumors still swirl about Cineworld and Regal. Says AMC is vastly different. Okay. And we had talked about this a few weeks ago when basically some of the media was saying, listen, the reason why AMC was down about 40% was because Cineworld, okay, was going to be filing for bankruptcy. He just kind of reiterates that, listen, AMC ended the most recent quarter with more than $1 billion of liquidity and so forth. Here's where things change. And I've been waiting for the hints to start the drop of when an offering, okay, is going to be done for APE in order to raise capital. And he states it right here. We believe AMC readily can raise equity, okay? It's the best thing for AMC can do for shareholders is to continue to have ample cash. That was 16 hours ago, as I'm making this video. Kind of states it again, all right? Important, especially for those who incorrectly fear dilution. Talks about how many he owns and basically really says, listen, I'm a huge investor myself, even though part of that has to be being the CEO, but he's a huge investor himself and he would not want to hurt himself. And that makes sense, I think, to anybody, okay? So clearly he doesn't want to hurt investors. He wouldn't want to hurt himself. Says it again, get a ton of cash in the bank, okay? My point, of course, is that I'm an AMC shareholder, a really big shareholder. My incentives are to help other shareholders. So if you remember, and I'm not going to scroll through all of his tweets, okay, because he's made so many since then. But if you remember, okay, he had stated back when, after the second quarter earnings call, okay, he stated, listen, why APE was going to be good, okay, for AMC, and that you should actually treat it similar to a stock split. All right, even though a lot of, shareholders, including myself at the, immediate release of this, okay, when he had stated it on the earnings call, all right, that it would be different than a split, it would be a preferred dividend. He said, listen, you need to treat it as a split because that's how the market was going to price it in. And my point behind this is he tried to readily prepare everyone, okay, and therefore, I think this is exactly what he's starting to do again, okay? So today is the 7th. All right, now I don't know a time frame on this clearly, okay? But because he even stated again 3 hours in another tweet, let us raise boatloads of cash. Okay, thank you retail for letting us raise boatloads of cash. Okay, an offering is going to be done in the near time frame, all right? So keep that in mind. If you take a look at AMC, it's starting to really base around this $8 level. If you zoom out just a little bit further, a bigger time frame to get this in here, it's really starting to try to, I guess, base around that $8 level, even though it's been slowly leaking, which we knew it would happen after, okay, the preferred dividend APE was left. Another thing to look at of APE, and I've said this numerous times before, that the market makers are going to be the first ones to know that an offering is happening. All right, and if you do start to see a little bit of spike in APE, market makers, what they will do is they will literally try to, or they won't try to, they will build, okay, volume inside of it in order to catch some of this stuff on some scanners to attract more investors to jump into it. Therefore, they can drop an offering at a higher price, okay? More shares can be exchange hands, and that's how the market makers, okay, make a huge chunk of their money, all right? So Ape is currently basing at around this $5 level. Like I had stated, until an offering is made, I think it will tend to base. All right, market makers have a big incentive, to ensure an offering does go through because they stand to profit a lot of money off of this. I made a video about that, maybe a week ago or two ago. So if you do start to see Ape start to prop up a little bit, just keep that into the back of your minds rather than chasing, and just know that generally it will start to rise a little bit before an offering is dropped. Okay, so I'm sure we're going to continue to get more tweets from him. All right, as he reads the comments, as people bring their concerns, as people start to spread information that possibly is not true. So just continue to watch that, and I'll continue to monitor it for you guys as well. So that's it for this video, guys. I'll see you in the next one.